So it's been a good while since I've tried out the Switch 2, as well as seen more updates from Nintendo and thoughts from many other people. Everyone had some interesting things to say, such as saying that it's not worth the price, nobody's gonna buy this, and much, much more. The pre-orders proved many people wrong though. Well, since it is one of the most recent things that happened, why not talk about the whole pre-order fiasco? So, on April 24th at midnight, pre-orders for the Switch 2 went live. Now, the pre-orders were a messy situation for many people. I myself was watching Sinners and was trying to keep track of the time just for the third act to hook me in. So much that it distracted me. I ended up being 4 minutes late to the pre-order. So I rushed to my Target app since I have a 5% discount and some gift cards, and I added the Mario Kart bundle to my cart and tried to pre-order the damn thing. It kept saying try again or that something went wrong. I was praying I could get one, man. After 10 minutes of trying the same thing and even restarting the app a few times, it finally went through and I got one. Got the bundle and everything, and I saved about $50 in total. So now we wait. It ain't a pickup, but I will take what I can get, because others did not seem to get so lucky. The pre-orders were much more messy for others. Some people said Target was sold out after 2 minutes for them, so they couldn't order. Some Target orders went through just to get canceled after a few minutes or hours. Walmart had a queue, and for some reason it was sold out by the time some people said it was their turn. And Best Buy was just down. But I did hear Best Buy sold out quickly when it did finally work. Nintendo's website crashed, but once it was up, it sold out quickly for those that were approved for the pre-orders or got in the lottery. But apparently there were so many orders that it exceeded their expectations. About 2.2 million pre-orders happened in Japan itself. So Nintendo definitely had their fair share of orders made there and worldwide. Now, I don't know much about GameStop, but the site seemed to be down at 11 p.m., 1 hour before pre-orders went live, and once it did come back, it sold out quick as expected. But GameStop also had in-person pre-orders. Yeah, people lined up and it was crazy. My brother was going to work around 9:47 to 9:50, and he took this pic and showed the line that was at our GameStop. People were lining up like crazy. Other GameStops had some long lines, a list of how many Switches were left, and some absurd rules in order to pre-order. Now, there was a GameStop that was selling these pre-orders with GameStop's own bundles and would only sell them that way. This, of course, caused some people to leave and not pre-order it because they just wanted the console or the normal bundle, not whatever GameStop was trying to push and force them to buy. It seems like some other GameStops might have been doing this because this Reddit post claims the store he was at doing the same thing, but when the manager left, the workers didn't enforce it anymore. But it seems like some GameStops were doing these bundles and a lot of people weren't happy about that. By now, most pre-orders have been sold out, Wave 1 and Wave 2, but as it stands right now, it seems like there are tons of pre-orders to fulfill. Even my Target pre-order says it'll be delivered anywhere from June 6th to the 11th. Hopefully, it doesn't take that long for me to get it, but it shows how many people pre-ordered and how crazy it is. Moving on now, something I've seen many people talk about, the price. Now, the Switch 2 sits at a $450 price point, and the Mario Kart bundle is at $500. Mario Kart World itself is an astounding $80, and other games seem to be $70, or vary based on what the game is. The controllers and accessories are a bit higher priced than what was first revealed, and are also sitting quite high on the list. Let's start with the big one, shall we? The console. Many people feel like the price isn't worth the Switch 2, or that it's overpriced. I can definitely see where they're coming from. I was hoping for $400 for the console and maybe a bundle with the game. Now, obviously it's $50 more than I wanted, and while it's not the best, for what it comes with and all the tech in the system, it's honestly not that bad. Now, the bundle is also not the worst since it's only $50 more for Mario Kart. Better than getting it separately or later on and paying $80, because we know Nintendo never be marking down their game prices. So while it is a little more than I wanted for what the console is and offers, I can't actually complain that the console itself is $450. Now the games, on the other hand, while I don't mind DK being $70 since it was only a matter of time until the $50 to $60 games became $60 to $70, but Mario Kart being $80, sure, it is going to be one of my most played games and something my family will enjoy playing, but $80? Yeah, sure, I didn't really pay $80, but for the ones that do have to, will it be worth it for them? Sure, there's the normal Grand Prix, time trials, multiplayer, and battle like always, but now there's also Knockout Tour and Free Roam. Now, I am excited for those, but not everyone might like it. I think the game would have worked at $70, but Nintendo wants to do this variable pricing based on the games, and I don't like that. But I do know if I paid $80 for it, I know I would play enough of the game that it kind of ends up being worth it. But this variable pricing seems a bit more messy and can lead to some things getting worse later on. Now, I have seen some people hating on the new Mario Kart without playing it, and while some people have said some valid things about the game, a lot of them are hating on a game that isn't fully out yet and on things they haven't even tried out yet. Now, as someone who got to play a little bit of the game, it's exciting and real fun. And think about it, the game demo was probably not even the final build. Not everything is perfect, of course, but it's honestly really fun and enjoyable. The game looks beautiful and has much better detail and more expressive characters. The maps, while sometimes feel a bit too big, especially with the amount of people playing, things get hectic real fast, especially when you're more in the back instead of in the lead. Knockout Tour is unique and real fun. It's a really solid way to use the fact that we have 24 racers on the map in this open world setting. The open world can be utilized nicely if you want to relax or play missions. Sure, I wish some missions had a menu instead of having to search for them. We'll see how it properly works once the game is out, but at least there's more to do than just drive off-road. Hopefully exploring is utilized and we can get rewarded for it and make it feel worthwhile. But at least we have missions in the free roam, which again is an extra game mode they added for us. Battle seems to be how it usually is. Wish we had more game modes though. I really loved Renegade Roundup and MK8, but at least the battle maps aren't just the normal maps. The maps themselves are fun and sometimes get real tight for having 24 racers near each other. I think the game was fun from what I played and that it's going to be better once it's out for everyone and we see what it truly is like. It genuinely could be one of the best Mario Karts we have seen. Because as someone who did play it, I loved it and I can't wait to play the whole game and explore and see everything else that the game has to offer. Now the skin situation is crazy though. Make a selection instead of having the character select screen be so long and crammed. Overall though, it's a huge improvement and I can't wait to play this with my family and friends. Sorry about the long Mario Kart rant. While the price may not be worth it for others, the game can still be great and a blast to play. But that doesn't stand true for everything. Oh, don't even get me started on the Welcome Tour. Sure, it's cheap, but a game like that should have been free, or at least come for free with the normal bundle if you at least wanted people to still pay for it. It's just information about the Switch 2, walking around a giant Switch 2 to learn more about it and see its capabilities, and playing some mini games with all the new features and things available. If you can even call some of them a mini game. Look, while some of the mini games look and are fun, I wouldn't really want to pay to try them out. I guess I can at least say I tried it out. Even though it wasn't the full game and I didn't try everything out, it was definitely cool. But still, it's not worth paying for in my opinion. if you have the money to spare or don't mind getting it and trying everything out in the game, go for it. But for those already complaining about the price or don't see the worth, don't waste your money on it. DK being $70 isn't that bad. Tears of the Kingdom was $70, and this is a pretty big and beautiful looking game. The detail is insane, and we don't know how many worlds there are. It's very similar to Mario Odyssey since it's like mini open world maps. I think that's worth it for $70, especially for a single player game. All the other games coming are great for Switch players and just amazing to know you can play them on the go or on the TV. The digital game key cards kinda suck. How some games gonna be on a game key card, but then Cyberpunk is gonna fit on a physical card entirely. Look, I get it's cheaper to produce that way, but as someone who loves and prefers physical media, I do not like these game key cards. It takes more of my internal storage that way. I'm pretty much getting a digital game that I would have to insert a card to play for, and if years down the road the eShop is down/gone, how are these gonna work? Look, I guess only time will tell, and the keycard situation isn't that bad here compared to Japan. Now these upgrades for Switch 2, we gotta talk about that. Some are free ones and that's nice. It'll probably be better frames and graphics, stuff like that. The $10 ones seem to be minor upgrades with some added things, and the $20 ones are like full-on upgrades/DLC. Some seem worth, while some aren't. Look, I love Zelda, and it being $10 extra ain't bad, but the physical version not coming with the DLC for an 8-year-old game is crazy. Now, I might get an upgrade for Tears of the Kingdom, but I think I'm fine on Breath of the Wild. At least the game runs better and looks really good this way, but the physical one is kinda crazy coming with none of the DLC for a game that launched on the Switch day one and had a Wii U release. But the others seem like it could be worth it. Kirby and Mario Party having more game modes and a new story to play is fire. I think that's worth it. Overall, some of the upgrades are worth it and the others don't seem to be worth it as much. Oh, but Game Chat has a small problem. Why are we paying for this, bro? It's just gonna make most people stick with Discord or the other alternatives they've used. I feel like at least keep Game Chat and the camera usage free since you have to buy a camera to begin with. So make cam usage free along with Game Chat. Make the screen sharing be like a bonus for Switch Online users, I guess. Like some Discord Nitro style type of thing. But whatever. At least we do have Game Chat, I guess. But still, paying to use it sucks if all you want to do is at least talk with friends and family. Now let's talk about controllers and accessories. Now, they already felt kind of pricey, but after the tariff pause, them getting more expensive hurt, man. Sure, most of it was like a $5 price increase. Dock and carrying case was $10 more, and all the straps were just $1 more. So, not the end of the world. But it still sucks having to pay all that for controllers, especially when some of these are like huge improvements. The Pro Controller having an audio jack and back buttons are nice additions and needed. Now $110 dock is not it. Oh, sorry, $120. Guess my Switch 2 dock staying in one room unless I want to move everything around. But to be fair, I did do that with my Switch 1. Let's just hope now that the docks don't break easily, especially if it's that expensive. It makes the system more powerful. Joy-Cons being that expensive sucks, but I never bought Joy-Cons in the first place, but getting extra would be nice if they have legit color ones, especially when it comes to multiple people. Maybe even everyone wanting to try out mouse mode on a game. Other people might want to play and try mouse mode, man. Price kills me though. It does suck, but what can we do about it? I'm still getting a Pro Controller and GameCube controller though, if I can get those before they sell out. The price overall is killing me a little, especially in our current living conditions, but some things are worth it or aren't the worst, while some just seem like too much for what they are. But what do I know? I ain't making this stuff and don't know how much it costs to make, but it doesn't change the fact that for the average person, it can be seen as real expensive. This really is gonna kill my wallet. Moving on. Okay, before we move on, the day before I was about to start recording, Xbox announced their price changes. I could say so much, but y'all not here for that. This sucks. Now the Switch 2 isn't that bad in pricing compared to certain Xbox consoles and accessories. And now games are gonna be $80 as well? Seems like we slowly shifting now, huh? That sucks. Switch 2 pricing don't seem so horrible now anymore. Who knows what Sony will do? And I swear, GTA 6 about to be even more pricey than what everyone thought with the prices going up. And now it was announced that it's delayed this morning? It's wraps. All games about to be pricey as fuck. As you can tell, that little segment is a little old by now, but editing does take a while and I'm a little busy man, but summer's here. Don't worry, I'm gonna be more consistent, don't worry, but let's get back into the video. The update. Well, the Switch had an update that seems to prepare everyone for Switch 2, including new renders for certain profile pics, the new digital game cards, and the game share feature. I'm hoping we could get themes soon, at least maybe for Switch 2. I can't have another basic one, bro. Please add some life into it. Add some music and just be a little bit like OG Nintendo. Regardless, the new game share only works with a Switch 2 console being the host. And the digital game cards make it impossible to game share and play something together and share it. Now, I never really game shared or had many digital games, so this didn't really impact me. But for the ones that did game share with the old method, it was not good for them. It ruined some family gaming, made things more difficult, and became a hassle for some people, especially because they said the old method would work, but it doesn't anymore. It sucks that we can't just have some simple system that can work for many people and let people game share, and let one and the other game share a game so they could play together. I saw a YouTube comment on a video talking about the new feature and how her daughter and her would play Animal Crossing together all the time, but with this update, it now made it so they couldn't play together unless they wanted to buy the game again just to play with her daughter. Damn. Nintendo is supposed to be the family-friendly alternative. Hopefully, the old method will work again and game sharing isn't complicated, but we'll have to see what they do. Just because this doesn't impact me that much doesn't mean I'm okay with it. Both ways would have been fine since things were honestly fine as is. While it does make this a little more simple to share games within the family group, it also kinda sucks we can't play the same game at the same time. Look, both had their pros and cons.
Boy, if you don't get...
So it would have been best to have both ways available now that I know how this works. Game share seems to be like DS download play, and that'll be lit. It seems to be that a Switch 2 user has to be the host for it to work. But otherwise, it's kind of fire that it'll work with games and have people play without needing to buy a copy when playing locally or online. Hopefully, more games get added like the Mario Karts, Mario Party, and many more multiplayer games. If not the new ones, at least the old ones would be fire. Once it comes out though, and we can actually test it, we will see what it's actually like and how well it will work. Me having a Switch 1 and 2 and my sister's OLED, it'll be nice to experiment with it and just try it out and have fun if I want to play games with the family like Clubhouse or something else. We'll have to wait for Switch 2 to see how it'll work though, so for now, it's all just speculation. I'm excited to see what's coming for Switch 1 and 2. I know despite all the bad, there will be tons of good as well. Let's just hope the bad parts don't happen more often or become something we regularly see. I'm overall still excited for the system and can't wait to see what'll come next. Hopefully we get more innovative games with the camera, mouse mode, and just the Switch 2 itself. I know I'll have a blast, and it seems like so will many others. As long as the Switch 2 doesn't turn into a PS5 on launch situation, I think things will be fine. Everyone will have a blast and enjoy themselves. Is this the perfect sequel I wanted? No, but I will take it and be glad that we are even getting upgrades that have been needed for a long time. Hopefully, they keep adding and making it a better console. Please, just give it some of that old Nintendo flair, themes, music, and the charm we had. If not, at least there's modding, I guess. Well, unless you get caught now, because as I'm speaking, I'm freestyling, but I don't know if y'all saw the situation, but ooh, they said they're gonna break your console on Switch 1 or Switch 2. We might be cooked. Either way, Switch 2 had a rocky start in the public's eyes, but the pre-order showed people still want it. And I say, once people actually try the console out or some of the games, they can actually say whether or not this is worth it or somewhat of a scam for them. People are judging the games and console too quickly. While some things are warranted or make sense, enough with the negativity. Give it time and let's see how things grow. Some might love it and some might hate it. Again, it has its pros and cons. But if you're a Nintendo fan or love the Switch, I think you'll love the Switch too. It's pulling a Microsoft and Sony and just being a bigger and better upgrade of the previous console. I mean, Xbox Series X and Xbox One still have the same menus and everything. Let's just hope Nintendo doesn't pull a Sony and have no themes, nearly no first-party games / exclusive games for the new console, and just be an upgrade to the console and have it be super expensive. Only time will tell what happens, so let's just wait and see. Hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts in this video. There were a few other things I probably wanted to talk about and mention, but this video is long enough as is, and I want to finish it before the Switch 2 comes out. Anyways, please subscribe and like for more like this, some gaming vids, or just more Switch 2 stuff in the future. My content does vary, but I just make what I enjoy making and hope you guys enjoy it. I won't keep you here any longer, so let me know if you want to hear me talk about anything else, or if you guys want more Switch videos, or just anything else. Let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and stay comfy. I will see you whenever I see you.